Prancer, A Christmas Tale is really sweet. It's not perfect, but I did enjoy it. This was released in 2022. It's directed by Phil Hawkins. It's written by Greg Taylor and it stars James Cromwell and Darcey Ewart. And this is about a granddaughter and grandfather and a reindeer. And Bud, the grandfather, lost his wife a few Christmases ago, and the holiday is a really difficult time for him. And his granddaughter, his family is with him, but his granddaughter, Gloria, is spending a lot of time with him. And they happen to see this deer. And Bud decides that this is a reindeer, and a magical reindeer. And Gloria says that she doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore. She doesn't think it's a reindeer, a magical reindeer, but there's definitely something quite special about this animal. And I don't want to say too much more than that, but as we see them bonding, the grandfather and granddaughter, she really brings a positive light into his life. But that's not to say his mental state instantly flips around and suddenly he's happy and loving the holidays, because there's still this heaviness in his heart as he is grieving for his late wife. We also have his hardware store that he ran for many years with his wife. He thinks he's going to have to close it. But certain characters don't want to see that happen. And I'll say no more about the specifics of the narrative, but the bits that I enjoyed in this, really enjoyed in fact, are all of the bits surrounding Bud and Gloria. I think they're both really likeable characters. The performances are really great. I think they were so lovely to watch together. Really enjoyed their performances. However, I found most of the other characters to be really boring, not unlikable as such. I just don't think they added anything interesting, and I always felt like, yes, we needed scenes with other characters to give it something else and to help the narrative move forward in other ways, but I found those scenes to be really boring. Basically, when we weren't focusing on Bud and Gloria, I didn't think it was a very interesting film, but I do think that those scenes were necessary, so I wish they'd been a little bit more interesting. But thankfully, Bud and Gloria made their scenes really interesting, so it definitely gave us a bit of a balance. It does feel magical, it does feel emotional, and I'd say it's very well done. Definitely a lot of the scenes with the other characters aren't that interesting, they aren't fascinating. I really didn't care for any of the other characters. Again, I don't think I disliked them as such. It's more just that I didn't actively like them. I didn't care for them very much. And I don't think they added anything. They added things that are necessary to help the narrative move forward, but not interesting. So I guess I can't complain too much. They did serve a purpose, but the only bits that I liked were the bits with Gloria and Bud. But thankfully, most scenes did focus on them. We have some beautiful snowy scenes. The deer or the reindeer is absolutely magical. Really gorgeous character. I loved watching the animal move, and it definitely gave it a strong Christmassy vibe. Very sweet film. Not perfect, but I think it's a narrative that's worth enjoying and worth exploring. I don't know if I'd ever watch it a second time. I can't imagine I would. But that being said, as a one-time watch, I thought Prancer, A Christmas Tale was pretty decent. Definitely a sweet, emotional, magical story, and one that I think is worth checking out at least once.